Hello, YouTube. It is I, the special grade sorcerer of the anime and manga sphere, SSJ Cody. And today I want to talk to you about something actually really freaking crazy because it's not anime or manga. It's something I've actually been putting a lot of my side time into, and I wanted to show off kind of and gush more about one of my favorite hobbies, pastimes, and help you guys along with it if you're needing a nudge in the right direction to pick a weapon for. Boom. Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, Cody, why should you be talking about Monster Hunter Wilds? Well, listen, I'm someone who is a returning player from World, and that was my first real entry into Monster Hunter. What do I mean by first real entry? I played the one on the Wii U and I hated it for like 50 hours. Monster Hunter World was my first Monster Hunter where I put over 2,000 hours into a save file, did all of I did 2,000 hours on PlayStation, and then I bought it again on PC, and I put. Let me check my Steam right now. 201 hours on Steam again after putting in like 2,000 hours on PlayStation. So I love this game. And coming into Wilds, I think as a returning Gunlance main, this is probably the best Gunlance has felt in the entire series. Now, I am only 218 Hunter rank, and I'm only 219 hours into the game. This is my character Gogina. Let's just go into random recommended lobby, I guess. And I'll show you guys around the build and give you an explanation on why I love playing Gunlance. Most of my hunts take around 3 to 5 minutes for me to complete. It's a really good, consistent amount of damage that I'm outputting. I've played around with a bunch of different armor sets that I also think are viable and fun to run, and I'm going to show those off too as well. But let's get to... I wonder if you can do it from the training area. That'd be kind of pretty sick, huh? Oh, it's a makeshift camp. I bet you can't, huh? I bet you can. Why wouldn't you be allowed to change your equipment? But if we go over here, excellent. Right now, I have the G Lawful Boars equipped. So when you're playing Gunlance, a lot of your damage is going to come from uh, interweaving your shelling into your combos. And when you do shell, you want to use almost all three of your charges at once, because using all three of those charges will get you the biggest charge back on your biggest damage dealing ability, known as like Wyvern Fire Cannon. So the for gems on G Lawful Boars, I guess the reason why G Lawful Boars is the best is because it has wide shelling type, slightly strong power, and it has the highest raw damage. And raw damage scales to your shelling in this game, and that's really, really important to keep in mind. Is that raw damage, raw attack damage that you get, raw attack, yes, scales to your shelling. So anything that gives you attack will make your shelling in turn better. And that is huge because we're always wanting to interweave, like I said, those shelling into those combos. For jewels, then, you'll see I have magazine attack. If you want to, you could take the magazine Iron Wolf to give you guard level 3, but I personally find that I don't see a big enough difference between level 2 and 3 from what the uh, G Lawful Boars gives me, so it's whatever. Artillery 3, obviously, to give me load shells 2, because that's really good. Focus 1. Why take focus? Well, it increases the fill rate for weapons with gauges and charge rates for weapons with charge attacks. I don't have any charge attacks on the Gunlance. But you know what you do have? That's right, you have a gauge for your Wyvern Fire cannons, for 2 of them, for 2 shots. And this does affect how much your gauge gets filled up by. Also, in turn, with the, I think, magazine, right? With artillery, greatly increases each attack and Wyvern's firing speed. Yeah, so, um, it's really good. I just think having focus there to get your Wyvern's fire back up, because you're the main combo that you want to be doing. It's not even really. a combo. It's more of like a damn dog. I'm gonna keep throwing out Wyvern's Fire, and these combos are gonna keep letting me get my Wyvern's Fire back to me as fast as possible. Um, the armor set I picked: G Ebony Helm, Blongo Mail, Dahad Shard Bracers, G Ebony Coil, and then Dahad Shard Greaves. Now for gems, earplugs, earplugs, earplugs. Obviously, I don't like monsters roaring. I really don't. It makes me upsetty spaghetti. If I had a hunting horn main who wanted to constantly give me earplugs, that'd be even sweeter. But they, I ain't gonna do it. Counter Jewel. What does counter give me? Counter gives me Counter Strike. Counter Strike lets me temporarily increase my raw attack power after being knocked back, or when I do a power clash, right? So it procs on power clashes on being knocked back, and the raw attack power is what we want. Um, this is the one. Okay, I was being dumb. So sorry, y'all. All right, going through the skills that I get with these armor sets. Off of Longo Mail gives me 2 raw agitator at level 5 with the Dahad bracers, and the Dahad Greaves gives us level 5 agitator, gives us 20 raw attack. Affinity doesn't matter because you cannot crit on shell damage. Burst is important because all of your combos are going to stay up with burst, and because of level 2 Ebony Odo Garen, your burst should always be up when you're launching your first Wyvern's Fire, and it should never go down from the time you start attacking a monster until it's left your sight. Earplugs. I don't like monsters roaring. Counter Strike. No, just raw attack. We like raw attack. Adaptability. I mean, that's kind of, I don't really care about that. Shock Absorber. Disables, yes, Shock Absorber. You could put something else in here for Shock Absorber. I don't know what you would put in here, but I like not affecting my friends if they play with me, and I don't like having to think about it. You could put a defense jewel. You could put a fire resist to get rid of that negative 14 fire I have, but meh. Extends duration of burst while and grants +3 attack while burst is active. And like I said, we love that raw attack. Jindahad's Revolt. Like I said, increases raw attack after recovering from web status, frostbite, or being pinned or in a power clash. And then for Talisman, Chain Charm to get me my last level 2 in burst. So if we look at all of my skills on the right hand side, you can see the only skills I don't have filled out are that attack boost I'm getting from the level 1 attack, the focus I'm getting from my weapon, and then the adaptability from the bracers and the That's it, yeah. It's a pretty solid build. Rocksteady mantles so that you don't get fucked up on trying to launch your combos, because the combo you pretty much want to be going through is, we look over here. We got this big old thing to practice on. Bring out your weapon. And I like to normally have focus mode on. It just depends on your playstyle and which map you're on. But to get closer to the monster, you use your shelling to move around. Quick reload. This is your bread and butter. Is you're gonna do this. Triangle circle again. Triangle circle again. After the second one, Wyvern's Fire. Wyvern's Fire. And now that you have expunged all of your Wyvern's Fire, reload fast, get back into the monster's face, and you keep launching charge shells into it. Now, depending on which monster you're fighting, you might not want this move. after you reload, where you're just launching your shells into the air like that. So, what you can do is you can reload, and before your attack goes all the way through, you can cancel it with a charge shell. And look at that. Just do that. I already have my 2 Wyvern's Fire back again. So we can do this. Triangle, circle, triangle, circle. Triangle, circle again. Triangle, circle again. After the second one, do a Wyvern's Fire. Another Wyvern's Fire. Boom. And then we reload again. Go in. And I forgot to cancel it. That's fine. Reload. Go in. Cancel it. First Wyvern's Fire back. Reload. Triangle, circle. And you see, even while doing the combo, you can finish off that second Wyvern's Fire, so you can already have your second one back again. But this is basically focused on just having your Wyvern's Fire going off continuously while keeping that burst and raw damage active. Now, you might think, Cody, I'm not going to be able to do that. My brother. It's literally just you having to land a charge shot. A charged shell is going to fill it more than a regular shell. As you can see, it is enormously different. And if you don't think you can land the full combo, you can just press triangle after this one. That's wrong. So if you don't think you can land the full combo, what you can do is you can this into that, and then triangle again instead of triangle, circle, and finish it off with that. But yeah, that's basically the whole build. The fastest I've ever taken anything out, I think, was under Scylla in 1 minute. But like I said, it's a good, consistent, like 3 to 5 minute hunt build. I haven't carded to anything since I've switched to this, and I'm wondering what y'all are thinking, if there's anything I should change on Gunlance, or if there's any other tips or tricks you'd like to give me. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.